We online?
Yep, we sure are.
All right. Here we
Do
go.
your French shit, Trey.
Here we go. Un, deux, trois. Welcome to Bards and Nobles. With and hell
Howdy.
or something.
In a hole.
How
We'll
is
work
it?
it out next week. We'll work it out
Yeah,
next week. Yeah, we'll
Each
workshop
week
that
we
some
sit-
more. Anyways, this is episode 10 of the Shadow of the Pit Lords campaign, where we explore the multi-dimensional city of Pitt using the Shadow of the Demon Lord system. I am Brian, the Game Master, and tonight I'm joined by
Aaron Williams playing Daggerclaw.
Andrew Danon playing Wraith.
Anthony Boyd playing Eberron.
Charles Nelson playing Necros.
Guys, I don't know what to do. I'm Trey. I'm playing the stick lady. Yep, and we're down a Ralph right now, but chances are he'll show up at like in 1D 20 minutes. Who is going to recap for us tonight?
I guess I will. Last week we recovered from our shitty mission that we had just done, and everybody sort of had their own moment of how to decompress after such a stressful mission. We got paid for it, and there was Eberron had some unrequited love. Charles,
Some of us got laid for it.
Necros. What was it that you did? I can't remember. It was something.
Oh, I did some gambling.
Oh yeah. You did some gambling with some saw blade frisbees.
Yeah, the illegal saw blade frisbee game.
And I don't think anybody. I didn't do anything interesting. So, moving on.
Oh, there we go. He covered both of you.
I can't remember, man. And so we started a new mission. We got hired on by a guy named Quick, who said he needed to escort some cargo, and he wanted us to meet him in the morning. We weren't allowed to know what
Cargo. That's definitely not people.
Yes, exactly. Not people cargo.
Guys, it's fucking people.
And
That's the job. We're gonna fuck some people.
No, it's a loading container of people that are fucking.
Hey, whose recap is this? So he said, meet here at sunrise or whenever that is, and we met him there, and now we're getting ready to do the mission.
Didn't we go through a portal? We're in the Feywild.
Yeah, he opened up a portal and we went to the Feywild. Moving forward.
Yes, the mission has started. You guys
Let's
have already taken quite a few steps in. So J-Brain coming in hot.
I rolled for it. He's gonna be here in like 12 minutes.
Guys, he's dead. Let's be real.
Okay, so
If he rolls for recap less
you
than
guys,
me, I'm gonna be mad.
you guys he took you through a portal that he had opened up with a blade of grass, and he is taking you to the Feywild, which so far has been a land of soft lights. There's been music lingering in the air. There's this deathly sweet smell also accompanying that music. Since you've arrived, it's been twilight, and the like neon-like sun hasn't moved, but it's sitting pretty low in the sky. The flora and fauna around you almost look like a storybook caricature of what a normal forest would look like, but things are just kind of like stretched just a little more. If there is an uncanny valley for just like nature, you're looking at it. There's been glittering fairy lights bobbing gently in the distance, and fat fireflies just kind of buzzing along with the breeze. I think when you guys first showed up and he started walking, Necros was the one to kind of take to Quick and like just kind of barrage him with questions. And so he's like divided attention trying to answer you and also trying to navigate where he's going. So he's just like, yeah, this is the Feywild. It gets pretty crazy. Sometimes some people call it the Hidden Kingdoms. He kind of looks around. Okay, this way. People call it the Hidden Kingdoms. It exists on a separate plane from Pitt, just like every other place does. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. But I'm sure and anyone else who knows, or anyone else who's spent a night in the flesh market knows that with beauty, more often than not, that means danger's not too far behind. So as he kind of goes quiet and he's walking, I think the two of you in conversation have kind of started to pull away, and then at the back of the group you have Jane Tillman and Ralph, who are kind of of the group. You guys have been taking in the sights and sounds the most, as this little hiking group kind of begins to spread out. The pack spreads out a little bit. What were some of the other questions you had while you're talking with them?
I'm wondering, is there any way to get to other planets? If you have this portal technology, do you also is there a spaceport or spaceships?
He's planets and ships. To be honest, friend, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, there are ships to be found. Sure, of course. I don't know where the space is, but yeah, anywhere you find a sea, you can find ships. If you're looking for ships, I'm sure once we get back to Pitt, hang out at any of the taverns or bars long enough, and you're bound to run into a Gith or a Githyanki, and they'd be more than willing to, tell you more about the sea.
Well, I guess you're not familiar with the things I'm referring to, but in general, I don't know how I got to Pitt, and I'm trying to find a way back to where I came from.
Well, good. I'd say good luck with that, but most people who end up in the Pit stay. Where are you from?
I was. It's not one specific place, but I had my own spaceship, and I would travel to a variety of planets and do various things, and then I just woke up here.
Just big enough to be considered a backstory. I was a man with 2 arms.
You should just not put so much effort into that.
You're the opposite of Andrew.
Yeah. I asked Necros, what was your most recent mission that you were trying to accomplish?
Trying to give a boxer diarrhea.
I was trying to deal with a situation. Some people might call it an assassination, but I don't see it that way.
Were you trying to commit or prevent an assassination?
I was trying to neutralize a threat.
My question remains.
A contested life struggle, is that what you call it?
So as the three of you kind of continue on this conversation, Quick is pretty open with information, but like I said earlier, he's dividing his attention between just kind of expositing stuff, or once you get him on a kick of once he starts describing things, he gets really passionate about it, and he kind of goes on autopilot for a little bit. Then he has to, every few seconds, he has to reorient himself and look up. Just behind you three, you've got Timber and Lot, who are the two almost identical looking slobby hobgoblins, and then right behind them, I guess, would be Eberyn and Wraith. What are you guys How are you guys doing right now?
When we first got here, I was like, oh man, this is nice. But then I've never seen this much lush
greenery, but then it slowly gave me this sinking feeling in my stomach, started looking familiar in some ways. I just couldn't place my finger on it. At first, I was just kind of like lackadaisical, ha ha ha. And then I started to place it. I started to remember where I've seen some things like this before. And since then, Ebron's just gotten real tense. His fists are just clenched, and he's just eyes darting. I'm just on high alert.
Okay.
Because I agree with Quick that this is more danger than it is beauty.
Gotcha. Wraith, like, are you kind of just staying alongside Eberin? Have you guys talked at all?
I am kind of like near Eberin. I'm still just taking in the sights.
Yeah.
It's still a fairly whimsical place that we find ourselves in, and I'm still just kind of I guess just taking in everything because it's still pretty interesting. But I do kind of get a sense that Eberin's kind of enthusiasm is kind of like fallen off the graph, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like I'm a little uneasy because his tone changed and the way he was acting changed. But I'm still just trying to just look around and take in what's happening around me because it's still a pretty interesting place to see.
Okay. So I think the marching order then is kind of like Eberin's in front of you. If you're still taking in the sights and sounds and you're kind of keeping an eye on him, you're behind him. And then back behind you, you've got Jane and Ralph, who are like, as groups of hiking buddies go, they're kind of falling a little bit behind. Both of you give me a d20. Just roll d20.
Just touching shit. And...
you're touching things and smelling things and experimenting. Just kind of letting your wanderlust get to you.
That's what summer camp is for.
It's spectacular. Getting used to being a clockwork. I just follow his lead. Anything he does, I'm like, I guess this is what we do.
Oh, did you turn back into a clockwork? Because I remember last time you had gone back to your natural form, and you had engaged with that tree.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That special tree.
Someone didn't cover that in the recap, so I forgot.
Oh, okay.
So, but at the same time, I'm still enthralled with, like, I'm a stick. This is a big stick. Let's touch sticks.
Okay. What did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
All right. So as you're kind of, okay. As you're kind of exploring things, you don't exactly follow the straight path that the people in front of you have kind of blazed. But I mean, you guys are in a forest. You spread out a little bit. You're still in eye shot of the group. As you're kind of experimenting and looking around, you see this like verdant flower garden just kind of displaying a riot of colors. Just kind of off to the side. It catches your eye.
Is it mostly peaceful?
It's a mostly peaceful riot. And you can see some of, like, you can almost see the smells. Like it's a very like synesthesiastic. I don't know if that's even a word.
It is now. Go.
It is now. That's how amazing it is.
Canon.
I'm going to need Ralph and Jane and Eberin and Wraith to roll let's go with athletics challenge roll with the Bane.
Oh. Ooh, I'm totally gonna fail this.
Okay.
All right. Who failed?
Dang.
I mega failed. That's also there's also -2 on the end of mine, so yes.
That's agility.
We got
right?
2 fails.
Hey,
Not that it matters.
J-Brain, if you roll below a 1, I think it becomes like a critical fail.
You explode.
Vaporized.
Is that how this works?
I failed as well.
Okay, so 2 failures.
Three failures.
I succeeded with over a 20.
Okay, and then Jane succeeded.
I failed.
Oh, okay. So Jane, you
And
get
this
the
would this
brunt.
be a strength or agility
Um.
added to it?
Oh yeah, I said athletics, didn't I? I meant strength.
Okay. Then yeah, I got a 20 even.
Oh,
This would be like a
strength.
constitution thing.
I still failed.
Okay. I still failed.
Okay, so
You're
I got a
dealing with a
2 though,
negative
not
1
negative.
there, Ralph. I think you still failed.
so Jane, as soon as you reach out to touch this one particularly vibrant flower that has 7.5 little petals dangling off of it, and it kind of like curls a little bit. You touch it, and it explodes out this spray of like pollen or something. It ejects into the air, and simultaneously a lot of the other flowers do as well, and you take the brunt of it, just like full inhalation, just a mouthful of it. And it shoots through the air, and Wraith and Ralph, both of you guys also inhale this.
It's the
All
fucking
the other-
trees all over
Oh.
again.
Well, I don't
Everett.
breathe. Do I still inhale it? Because I would love that if that's the case.
Yes. Yeah, it still
Oh.
gets inside you, and like
Yeah.
you can feel it just kind of like entering you. Like it's just like
Bards after 9.
Freaky.
so Ebrin, you're the only one that noticed, and immediate because you're on the lookout. You're kind of wary, kind of like trying to be conscious of what's going on. So immediately you see the puff of I guess fragrance or whatever from the flower, and you shield your mouth. The other 3, immediately you get filled with this intoxicating wave of imagine like all 6 shots that you took hit at once.
Ooh.
I can
And you were
imagine
just
that.
like you were just like on your ass, like you were just completely drunk in an instant.
Yes.
And so you guys are definitely impaired. And you're just wasted immediately. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then wait. When I told you to roll a d20, Ralph, what did you roll?
Oh, I got a 4.
A 4?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're not sure if this is part of like whatever just happened, whatever like your mindset just changed or whatever your perception, but immediately you see all the trees around you just move a yard or 2 in one direction or in random directions.
Oh. They're like continually like just moving back and forth kind of thing?
No, just once. Just everything just moved once.
Oh. Oh, shiz. All right.
Flowers had that
I'm digging
good.
this stuff.
So,
Ralph
Everett,
is like
the other
digging it.
let's see, Quick, Timber, Lot, Necros, and Daggerclaw they don't notice. They haven't seen this, and they're slowly pulling away.
I whistle for them, and I kind of back away from the spore cloud.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what.
It was pretty quick. It shot out, and it already has started to dissipate and fall.
Yeah, but I don't know where like it's originated from or what
Okay.
caused this exactly. So I'm just like, no, I don't want to touch them. I don't want them touching me. I'm just backing away. Like I assume like we're in some kind of like not path, but kind of walked area.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of back
6
further
feet,
down,
Everett.
and I yell back at them. I yell back at the rest of the party with like Quick and everybody like, hey, I don't know what happened here. I'm just looking at these drunk assholes at this point.
I immediately
Hey.
assume it's something Ralph did.
Why are y'all so far behind? Catch up.
Hey. Hey, why are y'all so far ahead?
Because this is the direction we're going.
Why are you
tell-
in such a hurry?
I tell them
I
like,
start
no.
leaning on the twig man.
I tell them like, no, something happened. Like they triggered something.
Oh, are you all right?
I feel like there's a party about to happen. I don't know what you guys are doing. This is great.
I go, yeah. Let's keep going.
No.
Just
Let's
try to.
inspect the area, make sure it's safe to move forward. And Daggerclaw starts looking around for the source of this threat. What attacked you?
I say this, and I like put my hand on his face.
I do not allow that.
I mean, I try to do it.
I don't allow it. Whatever that
mean, just like
manifest as.
However hard it is to deal with someone on the border of belligerence trying to touch your face, that's how easy it is to just kind of bat his hand away.
Excellent. So I just shove him over and he falls.
Mr. Daggerclaw, sir, I think what we need is actually that flower over there, and I just kind of like swing my arm, like almost like hitting a couple people, like swing my arm over to like one of the flowers on the side of the road.
You bump into Timber, and he's just like,
yeah. Hopefully it's one of the flowers that actually release this drunk pollen in the first. It's like, so Mr. Dag, we need one of those flowers.
I'm gonna roll a d6 on a one. On a one, you point correctly to the flowers.
Yes.
Nope. He points at literally just a random tree, kind of actually in the direction of where you guys came from, Daggerclaw.
Gotcha.
Like just be behind you.
Gotcha.
So that's what we need to get this party started.
I look over it quick and I'm like, do you want to just leave them? Do you want to bring them with us? Do you have any rope we could tie them together so they don't, wander into something else?
Mr. Quick, I didn't.
He says, damn it, I told you guys not to touch anything. Sure, 1 sec. I think I have. He digs around in his bag, and he tosses Eberyn. He tosses you a string of rope, and he says, "Give me a second. I need to check my map. I'm not sure where we are. We need to get moving because we're taking too long." So he gives you the rope, and
I agree. And I start walking down the trail as drunkenly as I can.
I ask quick, what is the risk of not meeting our deadline?
If we're late, we're gonna piss off Bashir. Like, he doesn't like when people are late. That's who we're picking up the stuff from.
Gotcha.
And so he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a much smaller pouch, and he reaches in. Pulls out a fistful of rocks, and he kind of makes a clearing in the ground, and he just tosses the rocks up, and they land in a very specific and particular form. And you can see him just kind of like reading runes or like reading the rocks for a second. What is everyone else doing?
I'm trying to like daisy chain these drunk idiots together.
Mm-hmm. I'm helping Eberyn, and while I'm doing this, I'm talking to him about. They seem to be useless at the moment. They're not going to be able to provide any type of security. It might hinder the completion of the mission.
I mean, what do you want to do? Just tie them to a tree until they sober up? There's no guarantee that tree will stay put with them attached.
I don't know. Let's see what Quick's consultation of divination says.
Okay. So you go to him and kind of like look over his shoulder, I guess.
I'm helping Eberyn tie them up at the moment, and I'm sort of just keeping an eye on Quick to see if he comes to some type of conclusion.
So Wraith and Jane and Ralph, are you willing and trying to help out being corralled, or are you guys resisting? Like, how does this play out?
Quick question: what type of effect is this?
Let's see. It's
shut up and let the game happen. That's the effect.
It's intoxicating to any mortals who breathe it in.
What's that?
Intoxicating to any mortals who bring it in.
Never mind then.
You are toxicated.
What are you immune to?
Disease and charm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
a
put
good
a pin in that.
old-fashioned
Because we
drunk.
might have to reference that soon.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. No, I'm like, nah, get your hands off me.
okay, so you're resisting. Wraith, are you okay with getting tied up? Ralph, same question. Do we have consent? Do we have your consent?
Who's tying me up at this point?
I believe Ebrin or Daggerclaw.
Okay. I look at whoever is doing it. I'm like, kinky. I dig it.
I'm being as annoying as a drunk can be. Just, I'm like, guys, I got this. I'm good to go. I don't know why y'all so worried about me. I could totally see straight. I just, close one eye, good to go.
Are you doing this?
I'm doing
Exactly what's happening.
Okay, so Ebrin.
In true J-Brain and Trey fashion, I follow suit. We're fine.
We're totally fine.
We're fine, guys.
Ebrin, give me I don't know, either agility or intelligence challenge roll to get these guys tied up, but it's going to be with a Bane.
Do they start wrestling?
We'll find out.
Does Jane start wrestling, Trey?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Watch out for that. Watch out for that table-shaped
Jesus.
rod.
Oh yes,
Damn.
yes he does.
I rolled a -1.
A -1?
Yeah.
Between the 5 of you, I feel like everyone's got a little bit in and a little bit out of this giant knot now that the 5 of you are part of.
I hate all of this.
And at this point, Necros.
I'm just like flabbergasted, trying to figure out where it all went wrong.
Necros, what are you doing?
I spend a minute or two just laughing at them, and then I come over and try to help. And I have a dagger, so like I can cut the rope to untangle.
I can keep them in line.
All right. It takes a while, and at this point, Quick his mood has visibly shifted. At like now, he just sees like incompetence. Like you just see him judging you guys. It is all his body language. But eventually, you get the 3 of them kind of tied up. You're not. Let's see. It'll probably be another hour or so before we can say you guys start sobering up. But you get them tied up. And what are the marching orders? As Quick is like he's ready to go now. He's already picked up his stones and he's already declared we need to move this way north or whatever.
I look at Timber and ask him. I give him the end of the rope and I ask, "You're strong enough. Just drag them."
Timber. He looks at you, and even though there's like all signs so far have pointed to a level of unintelligence, he looks over at Quick, and Quick gives him a nod, and he grabs the rope from you and just holds it in like this ironclad grip. Just,
I go, "Thank you, Timber." And I look at Quick and I'm like, "I'm fucking sorry." And I follow Quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Ralph is having a great time.
That sounds about right.
I
Where's
moved to
Andy?
All right. So who's up closest to Quick?
I moved to the back of the line just to make sure no one falls behind again.
Okay. So the
fine.
2 of you are going to be Ebrin and Daggerclaw up at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you roll a d20 for me. As you guys kind of navigate through the woods, and at this point, Quick's kind of trying to pick up pace a little bit, as he's walking. Necros, you notice. Necros, you notice just kind of like in the distance, a light flickers into existence, and then just winks out like shortly afterwards. What did you roll, Daggerclaw?
A 9.
a 9. Um, as you guys are moving, as hurriedly as Quick was moving, immediately he like looks up and then he like puts one finger up to his mouth and motions everyone to get down, and he drops to the ground. And you see Timber and Lot like follow suit, and they drop their hands cover their ears.
I see what's happening, and I'm like, oh, this is my chance to be super awesome. And I picture myself just doing like this sweet, like just getting down on the ground, and I actually just tip over and face plant.
Just face plant into the dirt.
Yeah.
I land on top of him.
Yep.
This isn't the Navy, bro. Get off.
I just sit quietly wherever I'm standing. I just sit down on the ground.
Okay.
I copy Quick.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Okay. So in the distance, you hear it shortly afterwards, and it's the sound of hooves, just kind of at a galloping pace.
Doesn't you say?
As you look up, there's a small contingent, two lines, double file? I don't know, of white horses, and atop of them are just these like armored, very noble looking elves in like full gear, full regalia, with like these helmets that are steepled with hair trailing off of them, and they're just like riding with a purpose. And you drop down and you watch them go basically east to west, and after a few it couldn't be more than a minute, but it feels like forever, because it's this tense. You're hoping that the squirming of Ralph and Wraith goes unheard. You're hoping that the two hobgoblins, who's kind of like, they didn't go flat. They're kind of just like on all fours. They look like little knobs on a log. Hopefully that doesn't tip off whoever's riding off ahead of you. But after about a minute or so, they ride off into the distance.
When Eberron sees these elves like ride by, you can tell his intensity like jumps up, and he's like crushing whatever grasp, like just grabbing it up.
White knuckled.
His teeth are gritting, and you can just he's a super jovial guy, but you see him very intense and very just white knuckling at this moment.
Okay. So as they pass, and Quick kind of gets up and dusts himself off, and he's like, all right, come on guys, let's keep going. And then Timber and Lot follow suit, and they just, like, as soon as he says let's get going and Timber and Lot get up, they just immediately start pulling and yanking you guys forward. I'm gonna say,
Bebop, rock steady, calm down.
Ralph and Jane, I'm gonna say you guys are sobering up a little bit, especially with this quiet intensity that just happened. But for all intents and purposes, you're still impaired just from the drunkenness.
I say, hey, Elfo, did you know those guys?
I look back and I'm like, no, they're
don't respond.
They are they're different than I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like that should matter, but
You look like okay.
All right, is it safe now to move forward quick?
We've been moving forward.
All right. Sorry.
But he wants to know is it safe.
Eberron, what did you roll when you rolled a d20?
A 5.
All right. So at this point, as you guys are navigating along, the trees open up to a little clearing, and there's a log on the just kind of laid over. It's a tree, a felled tree, and on it you see a rather corpulent fawn. He's shorter than Quick is, and he's like super chubby. We
prefer the term robust.
And you see him, and he's kind of like it's like he's getting picked on, and he tried to laugh it off, but he's way past the point of happily laughing it off, and it's very sad as he's essentially being force fed by about 5 or 6 different fairies that are flying around him, and they're just like shoving berries and grapes and fruits into his mouth, and he's like he's trying to push them away, but there's like they're just laughing and taunting him and jeering at him, and just shoving food into his mouth, and like he as he's like wiping his mouth and like trying to fight off, he looks over and he makes eye contact with 1, 2, 3. He makes eye contact with Jane. You see him, and like he looks deep in your soul as he
Looks
silently
through the
cries
windows
out
of
for
her
help.
eyes. I said,
And you can tell he's trying to say words, but he's being muffled by the sheer amount of food and fruits that's being shoved into his face.
I go, hey guys, we should go help that guy. They're trying to make foie gras.
I killed Jane Tillman immediately. No. If we go over there, then we have to pay them. It's his OnlyFans.
Wraith kills himself.
I'm sorry.
So, what are you guys doing?
I draw attention to it as best as I can.
It's like, not our mission, not our problem. We're already late. Let's go. I look for acknowledgement from Quick to agree with me.
And he stops for a second. He looks over at Jane. He looks over at Eberyn. He looks over at the fat fawn. And he's just like, oh, that's terrible. That's rough. And then he kind of he looks back between the two of you.
And I'm like, look, we gotta help him. We got time. It'll be a good story to tell when we get there if we're a little late, because then we don't have to tell a story about us getting drunk on flowers. We can tell a story about us saving the chubby fawn and how we had to stop to save him.
It's only 5 fairies, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but we don't know what those fairies are capable of. We don't know if the fawn is a good guy. We don't know if any of that's actually real. You go up there, then all of a sudden a maw just snaps shut.
There's a lot of variables.
This place is insane.
There are variables. I agree.
Quick specifically told us not to touch anything. You touched a flower and it made 4 of you drunk as hell and pretty useless.
Touch anything.
Have you ever seen a fawn being force-fed by fairies turn into a toothy maw?
He says, I can't say that I have, but
well, then we know it's not that.
I've seen people relegated to pretty heinous fates, and this seems pretty bad.
Like, did he deserve it?
I don't know.
I mean, if any of you have a crossbow, you can put him out of his misery as we pass by.
And then you see Quick kind of just like, hey, that's a good point.
Everett is just like, the happy-go-lucky elf is like disappeared. Ever since he saw those other elves, he is like, nope, he's all business. Let's get the hell out of here. Fuck this guy. We don't owe him nothing.
I look to Ralph and I'm like, Ralph, don't you think we should help him?
Yeah, 100%. I'm in for helping him.
I
don't know how we're gonna do that though. How do we do that? What do we do?
Tired people don't make decisions.
Strong fella, and I poke blood claws in the chest. I go, you want to be a hero, right? Here's your chance. It would almost be dishonorable to walk away from this, like cowardly almost. Like,
what are you talking about? Why would it be dishonorable? His fate is his own.
I mean, to not help someone in need, just I mean, someone's being taken advantage of and being abused, and you're just gonna walk away. All right, man, I get it.
You cannot save every doe in the forest.
Oh man, what a convenient code of ethics you have.
Hey Brian, what's the range from us to this force feeding fawn situation?
I'm gonna roll some
the old
dice
triple F.
and pretend like the number that came up is real.
The number's not real. Is it rational?
He's about 22
Not in this party, it's not.
22 yards away.
Okay, would we consider that short range?
Short? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Range short is within 5 yards.
Okay.
Medium range.
Okay.
Mechanically.
To take this time is like the path. Like, do we need to skirt around him to get to our path to continue, or is our path like off to the left or off to the right?
If you want to stay out of like eyesight, yeah, probably you'd have to skirt around. But I mean, it's kind of like you guys kind of came up on it on the way you were going.
Yeah, I go ahead and start skirting around my way to the path. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be a part of this. I've made my choice. I'm not going to get involved with this.
Quick watch as you walk, and he's just like, so, well, what are you?
I just looked quick and like, are we helping this guy? Like,
I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
I tell Quick.
What if the fawn
this
is really rich and can reward us for saving him from this force feeding?
It
doesn't look like he's enjoying it. Here, let me help this decision along, and I cast Shadow on one of the fairies.
Yep.
Yay! There we go.
You're tied up. Does that require any type of physical movement?
No, I just give them the steely glare.
Did you like bind and gag them? Like I don't know. How did these guys?
So wait, did we just tie like a rope around their leg and we've been dragging them?
Yeah.
No, around their waist.
Just a rope around their waist.
Like, so
I thought we like tying them up.
Operate as normal.
I need you to Google search daisy chain on safe mode.
You know, without safe mode on.
Dagger Claws recalls back to a past life where a character that he played tried to help and intervene against flying assassins.
Go ahead and roll your shadow dart. What does that entail?
Okay, so I'm going to roll an attack against their agility.
Shade.
All right.
And I'm praying that this is the right decision. So I'll get a boon for that with my my prayer passive. So let's do roll.
Is that an attack? It's an attack roll, right?
Yes.
All right. Does anyone near you have like something like of a triggered action that they could help on attack rolls?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna pray for him too. I see this and I'm like, I hope we get to save the farm.
I hope this doesn't go poorly. All right.
Worst case scenario, you put him out of his misery.
Let's see. I don't add anything. Fuck it. Whatever. Boom. It is going to be 13.
13 is exactly what you needed to hit their agility.
Yes.
You fire at one of the pixies, and what does your shadow dart look like?
Honestly, like if you didn't know that it was happening, you wouldn't have seen it. It's literally like just like a flick of darkness, just instantaneously.
Like one pixel width of darkness, but just in a line.
Almost like a needle, sort of.
Nice.
It's very, very hard to see.
Okay.
And it does. Let's see. It does 7 damage. And then the targets make perception checks with 3 banes for 1 minute.
Well, that's not going to be necessary because it's this movie quality suppressed shot of a spell. It goes, and this dart of darkness flies through the air, and you plink into one of the fairies that's flying around him, and you hear a wah as the light flickers
Did
out.
Luigi just die?
I'm pretty sure that was a Waluigi.
Oh, also, like when I do this, like I just kind of I just make like a gesture, just like I don't know, like I kind of threw something almost, and then like there's just this back pressure that kind of like makes my hair kind of fly up a little bit, and then the fairy just dies. It's like super anime.
Nice. Well, yeah, as soon as it makes impact, it's like a pop rock of glitter goes off in the air. It's just like, poof. And then you see the other 5 fairies just kind of like take this erratic like upshot, and then immediately start buzzing off into the woods in the opposite direction. And as that happens, the fawn just like starts coughing up whatever's in his mouth, and then he just starts and he just starts puking right there. And it's a pretty violent regurgitation as he's just like and it carries on for an
why is this
uncomfortable
a
amount of
theme
time.
with us?
And I just look at their group. I'm like,
last time.
Are we heroes or are we food poisoning?
I just look at the group. I'm like, you guys see how easy that was? Come on.
He like sits up. He's like, oh my god, thank you so much, and he calls it and he starts puking again. He's just thank you for saving my life, and he like yells out and waves.
You're welcome. Run before they come back.
Here, take this. And like he like basically just like reaches into. You're not really sure where. As far as I know, fawns aren't marsupials, but he reaches down into his fur.
You were just
His prison pocket.
Yeah. And he starts approaching you guys. Like he starts kind of like it's he kind of does like the lineman shuffle. It's like a jog, but not really a jog. And he starts kind of like coming over to you guys.
I start walking towards him, and I see he wants to hand me something. I take it from him, and I say, "This really wasn't necessary, but you're welcome."
How far away have I gotten from them?
You're lost.
Well, I mean, like, what direction were you walking? Because you were just following quick.
Away, Brian.
This, right?
Well, we came to an opening, and then you said that there was the pathway continued on the other side. So I was just kind of skirting to my left, and just keeping a wide berth of that center log. And I would just walk.
You're on the opposite side of the log at this point, or opposite side of the cliff.
Cool. I'm just over there.
Is there a hole in the log?
He hands you. He puts it in your hand. It's kind of like it's a dulled thorn on a little bramble, and that's what he hands you.
I look at him like, interesting. What is this for? Like, what does it do? What is this? I should say. I'm new to the area. I'm sorry.
He says, "Oh, that's just a token of my appreciation. I'm pretty sure those guys were gonna kill me. So thank you again."
Well, you're welcome. And I just like nod my head and I put it in my pocket and I'm like, safe travels.
Thank you. And he nods and then he runs off. And then even though you can't see him anymore, in the distance you hear just some more puking for a second. Probably because of the running. Anyways, go ahead and write down that thorny bramble.
Okay.
And then write down the spell Thorny Skin and add that to your list. Of spells.
You did a good thing out there.
I did.
I'm glad you did that. Right.
I feel like I did something good for the cause, whatever cause that may have been.
You did.
But I saved a fawn from being force fed, so hey. What were they force feeding him? Was it like berries or something?
It was mostly like forest fruits and like berries and other small fruits, I guess. I don't know.
You don't know anything. That could have been that pedophile's punishment. You just released him into the wild.
Maybe. I pick up some of the berries and I taste a couple, Are they delicious?
They're
They're
covered in
super.
puke.
Man,
They are
you're just
super
playing with
sweet.
They're
fire.
covered in puke.
Some of the
They're
fresh
salty.
ones.
I
I
avoid the
assume you
puke
pick up
covered
clean ones. Yeah, they're
Yes.
super sweet.
You're just
I'm like,
playing with fire
These
over
are
there.
pretty good. I don't know what he was complaining about. Whatever.
Do you have the urge to like cram them in your mouth
No,
and force feed yourself?
All of a sudden,
actually
you're
really sweet grapes.
you're fucking trapped, and the fairies just start force feeding you.
There's a box of Turkish Delight nearby.
No.
No. Okay, so you guys have kind of like regathered. The three of you have sobered up at this point. So
Anybody want some anybody want some sweets?
Yes,
I-
I do.
I'll
I'll
give
take
some to Ralph.
from you.
I could assume, but I won't. Are you guys still walking in tandem with the rope, or have you disentangled yourselves? Was there a special orcish knot that Daggerclaw tied in there so you can't budge until he tells you to? Like, I don't know.
I had hoped to name my son Strong Knot.
You have to get laid for that, Daggerclaw. And I untie the rope.
Yeah. I ain't
Okay.
about this life.
Okay. So yeah, Quick at this point, he's once you guys have passed the clearing, he has to stop a second time he says to check his map. And so again, he takes those stones out, tosses them on the ground, and they fall in a very specific pattern. And anyone who's looking can see that it kind of forms like the outline of an actual map, but on the ground, and the stones kind of align themselves that way. And you can clearly see a special stone at the very bottom of it to mark where the mushroom circle was that you first came in. You kind of see stones forming the shape of this little flower garden. And then you see the stones in the shape of the clearing that you just passed. And then up ahead, you see kind of just a big circle that is the destination. And he like looks up, looks at the sky. He's like, okay, this way. Gathers the stones, puts them back in. So what is the marching order as you guys head out? from here?
I'm trying to stay in Quick's hip pocket.
Okay,
I'm behind Everin.
gotcha.
I'm kind of towards the back with Ralph.
Yeah, I'm definitely at the back.
We're
Looking at the
snacking on
rear,
this.
baby.
We're snacking on those sweet grapes.
I guess I'll hang out in the middle.
Gotcha.
I too am in the middle, but I'm going on and on about what a brave warrior he was for saving that fawn. What a strong, brave warrior.
Is he gonna name
Wraith?
his son Fairy Killer?
Wraith, go ahead and give me a roll a d20 for me. As you guys kind of round. Well, I guess you're in a clearing and you go over a few little hills. And like there's a brook that you have to cross over, but it's not just this little it's this glimmering almost rainbow like stream. And the rocks, the pond rocks that are near it almost look like crystalline, and they're like, just like smooth, and it's very colorful array.
I dig it. Anything you want me to add to that, or just
Nope,
straight
just a
20?
d20.
13.
13. Okay. You see, Wraith, you're the one that spots it first. You see a small hut, barely bigger than an outhouse, being carried aloft by 6 churning chicken legs.
Oh,
And it kind of just like it's kind of coming towards you guys, but then it hits a turn, and it's probably like 50 or 60 yards up ahead, and it doesn't seem like it notices you guys, and Quick doesn't look alarmed or anything. He has slowed his pace down. And you see the hut on the chicken legs kind of keep walking, and it goes off in the other direction, and it kind of looks like from when it came towards you guys, past you, and then left, it kind of moved in like a semicircle, angled away from you. And as Quick as Quick kind of leads you guys forward, he makes no mention of it.
Mm.
I just kind
I'm just like,
just
hey, quick! What is that?
I said we have to save those chickens.
I
He
agree.
says,
I agree.
he says, "Oh, that's Bashir's. It's part of his I guess perimeter defense would be the right word. I don't know. It just marks his territory.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and he just walks forward and he says I know this is some of you guys' first time. This might feel a little weird, but it's okay. We're okay. We're in good hands. And so he walks forward, and you can see him kind of like he takes like this long step and like he's going over something, kind of like he's getting off an escalator and being kind of careful. And he just walks over, and then Timber and Lot kind of do this like awkward shuffle over too. And I think Eberyn and Daggerclaw would be the nearest ones.
Yeah,
you guys kind of look to see where he stepped, and you notice that there's like just an iron chain, just kind of lax and loose, but just laying on the ground. And you look off, and it goes off in either direction.
Yeah, I just hop over it.
As you do, it's like getting hit with deja vu. It's like disorienting and uneasy, and it just kind of feel like that
Kinda
whole
like
mixture of emotions.
a slight out of body experience for a sec or something.
Yeah.
Like the world glitched for.
You see two black cats.
Who all has iron vulnerability?
I do.
I do.
Eberyn, Wraith, Jane. The three of you feel that. Daggerclaw and Ralph and Necros, as you pass over, you don't feel that.
All right.
Do we just
know what
enter
the
like
big
an
deal is.
iron field?
Yeah.
Like,
To me, it's just a little bit odd, these precautions that he's taking.
Yeah. And you can clearly see the other three kind of just like feel uneasy, kind of like everyone has indigestion at the same time.
Oof. I just look at.
flowers are
I look
racing
at.
on me.
I look at Quick, and I was like, "Oh, is that just to keep the Fae out?"
Yeah, more or less. Like I said, it's Brashir's. He's a careful guy.
Smart. He's smart.
And so as you guys continue walking, it opens up into almost like a very small farm, and there's with no fence other than the chain that you guys had walked over, and you see kind of these like weird crops in a row, and you see other hobgoblins that look identical to Timber and Lot. Just kind of in plain clothes, just generic peasant shirts, kind of just like gathering and plucking things out of stocks and like putting them into a backpack. And there's a small shack up towards, or a small like building up towards the middle. And as you guys kind of stream in down the road towards the shack, you see a man step out. It's he's an elf, but like a traditional like high fantasy elf. But he's kind of grisly yet lithe at the same time. And he's like tall. He's got a super strong chin with a little shadow on it. He's dressed in dark leathers. He has a jewel encrusted eye patch with like scarring on that side of the face, but it's not like a scratch or a burn or anything. It almost looks like a floral print, but scar tissue, and it kind of like goes past his hairline a bit. And he's got his silver hair up in a top knot, and he calls out. He's like, "Quick, you're late. And then Quick, he responds. He's like, no. We never officially agreed on a time. I said I'd be here today. And then they kind of stand off for a second. And then they
Jay
shake.
Is that you?
And then they shake hands. Let's see. And then he's like, "So, who are these? The newbies?" And he's like, I don't know if they're official just yet, but they've shown some potential, right, guys?"
Yeah.
As I say, since he's stepped out and he's seen this high elf, Ebron's just again been white knuckling his fist and like gritting his teeth, and he's just been death staring him.
Okay.
I am Wraith, savior of fawns.
He says, "Fawns, I don't know. I've not been too fond of them myself." And he looks over at Quick, and then Quick is like he laughs, but it's this like sarcastic. He's just laughing at Bashir's joke to stay on his good side, kind of thing.
Forced laughter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty.
It's like when the boss makes a joke.
Exactly. So and he even looks over and he points at Ebron. He's like, "What's his problem?" Quick looks over. He's like, "Oh, Ebron, you all right?"
I put my hand on Ebron's shoulder. I support him.
I just look at it. It's like where I'm from, people like you put people like me in chains, so it's a hard reaction to get over.
He's like, "And where would that be?"
The Crimson Kingdom.
And he looks like his one eye goes wide, and he looks over at Quick, and he says, "Never heard of it. Anyways, we've got some business to attend to, don't we, old friend?" And he's like, "We sure do." So he like puts his hand over his shoulder, and then they start walking towards the building. Do you guys follow in? Do you guys stay outside? Like Quick doesn't give you any direction or indication. Timber and Lot, they're following.
I'm just gonna follow.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone's going, I guess we just follow.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah. Here for sure.
I wait till last and then just reluctantly follow everyone in afterwards. But wherever we're going, I keep my back to the wall.
Okay. And I'm sure it doesn't help that since you've crossed over that line, it's even it's kind of impulsing a little bit, just that uneasiness, that deja vu feeling hasn't gone away yet.
I just think it's just, blood pressure, you get really angry and everything, you start getting lightheaded, and it's just mixing with that. So everyone is just in a foul mood.
You need to go get you one of them flowers, Ebron.
All right.
Here, have a break.
You guys head in, as it seems like Bashir and Quick are just trading some old stories and small talk. And as you guys head inside to Bashir's home, we're going to end that episode.
Hey.
Aha! Nice.
And immediately start the next episode. Let it ride.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode.
I mean, I got nowhere to be.
So,
Tomorrow.
I believe we have some people to thank.
We
for
do have some
this.
people to thank. We'd like to thank. Actually, let me refresh the list here.
People,
It's
thank
loading.
you.
Thank people.
Thank you,
Well,
everyone.
if you're listening and watching this, for real though, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have 5 viewers, but I'm pretty sure they're all us. So
They probably are. But if you're listening to the
But
podcast,
there's 7 of us. Why are there only 5 viewers?
okay.
I ain't got that kind of
Right.
bandwidth, Charles.
I switched over to a different stream. I'm sorry.
Critical Role
yeah.
started at 9.
Exactly. Okay, so my list loaded. So we'd like to take this time to thank our patrons. Specifically, we'd like to thank Casey Smith, Cheryl Maplefish, Chris Freeling, James Trevor Hurt, Junior McBabyface, Kayla Light, Max Ciccolini, Tarkin Davis, and So Far Petty. Thank you guys for your higher denomination of support. If you'd like to join, what's that?
I was just saying grazie.
Oh, grazie. If you'd like to join the ranks of our patrons, go to patreon.barnesandnobles.com. We have a couple different levels. The $10 and up gets you a shout out on the show. The $2 level gets you into the Discord server. You can come talk to us and other patrons who listen to the show. We typically go and hang out after our live streams on Twitch. We go hang out for a little bit in the Chit Chat channel in Discord, so you can come hang out with us, a little after show powwow or whatever. But yeah, check it out. And we thank you, everybody who is supporting currently. Thank you a ton. It really helps out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Any other announcements or anything else fun?
Follow us on social media. Send us messages. We need fan mail.
If you need fan mail or hate mail or whatever you want to send us, it's fine.
Tell a friend about the show. Love
Thank
you
you
guys.
guys.
Good night.
Thanks,
Like,
guys.
share, subscribe.